everyone. Welcome to my cooking show. So I have wanted to show you guys how I do my turkey for quite a while for Christmas. And it just so happens that this year, because we're spending Christmas in Australia, we're doing a little mini Christmas celebration tonight with Hal's family, my husband. And so I thought, perfect, it's ahead of Christmas time, so you guys will actually have time to go ahead and make this. We've got our little baby as well here with us. So we are going to be cooking the juiciest, most amazing turkey. I do actually have to stop recording in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna start and then I'm gonna come back and keep going. So if you feel like the lights change in the background or I've like half tied my hair up, that is why. Okay, so let's dive in. So the first thing is that we are using, of course, a organic pasture raised turkey. I've got my tea towel here ready to go. I'm not putting the oven on yet because firstly, I'm just prepping the turkey. If you're planning on putting the turkey in right now, you can turn the oven on. And you're gonna turn it on to 220 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. So I'm just gonna open this up and we're gonna get going on this turkey. Let me get a chopping board. We are not using a plastic chopping board because we don't need no microplastics in our Christmas lunch. All right, I have oh, by the way, it is a 13-pound turkey. I don't know, I converted it into kilograms. And so the rule of thumb is about 30 minutes per kilogram. Yeah, I think this was 5 kilograms. So I'm cooking this for about 3 hours. So I'm actually gonna put this in once. Oh, actually, wait. I just realized the way that I need to do this. It's funny when you cook a turkey because you're cooking it like once every year. So I almost like forget what I'm doing sometimes. I need to get out the turkey tray. All right, watch out. So we are using this big turkey tray. So I'm actually gonna do everything in the tray just to save on the mess. And I'm just gonna try and find, I'm not even gonna get to fucking starting the turkey by the time I have to quickly get off for this meeting. Well, all right. You also wanna make sure for carving the turkey that you have a chopping board like this that has like an area for the juice to run in. It makes it a lot easier when actually carving the turkey so that the juice isn't just like running everywhere and making a massive mess, okay? So we are going to undo this turkey. And it's gonna be a bit messy. So you are gonna have to get your hands dirty, just FYI. And if your turkey's cold, like mine is, I would hope it's cold because I would hope it's been in the fridge. You have to pull out all the insides. And it's just, your hands will actually get really cold, just an FYI. God, I really can't pull this thing out. Oh, there we go. All right, great. I'm actually gonna take off my watch because I don't really need turkey guts in my watch. All right, so we're gonna give the inside of the turkey a little bit of a wash in the sink. Oh great, my piece of paper is just getting covered in turkey guts. All right, turkey there. Great start, just a real start. I'm not this like perfect chef, but I've done this a few times. My dad has taught me how to make a really good turkey, but I think I've made a turkey even better than his because I, as you see, learnt to put butter under the skin and it makes it so juicy. Now, if you want an alternative for butter, I don't really have one. So you're gonna wanna use butter under the skin. It's Christmas, you know, like fuck it, eat the butter. Also, butter is good for you. Make sure, of course, as I'm gonna say throughout this whole thing, you are using the most high quality ingredients because even though it's Christmas, you can still be healthy and not adding unnecessary inflammation to your body. Stuff yourself 100%, but stuff yourself with good quality ingredients. All right, so we have the turkey here. So now what I have to do is, well, actually, I could go ahead and actually make the butter right now, but what I'm gonna start to do, I've removed everything from the turkey cavity, and I'm going to start to try to get the skin off the breast. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is you are going to see that I have managed to pull the skin up from the turkey. You got to be really gentle because you don't want to rip the skin. You're pulling the skin essentially off the turkey breast. I find this middle bit quite hard to pull off, so sometimes I don't. I just kind of stuff it from both sides. And we're gonna, because this is where we're gonna put the butter. We're gonna stuff the whole turkey with butter. If you have sharp rings, you might want to take them off. Some people just take their rings off because like they don't want to get them all gross. So I'm gonna stuff the butter in here in the next bit once I make it. We're gonna make a garlic and parsley butter, and I've actually gotten parsley from the garden. So just get as far back as you can, be gentle. I mean, you're being firm, but you're gonna be gentle in the sense of like, you don't wanna rip the skin because then the butter's gonna ooze out. You wanna try and keep the skin intact. Now, obviously your hand can only reach so deep, so, you know, just do the best that you can. Doing this really keeps the turkey, and we're gonna add bacon to the top. It just really keeps the turkey so juicy and moist. All right, we're nearly down the back. I've gotten this far back. You can see my fingers there on that side. And on this side, oh, careful of my ring. We've gotten about the same distance back. Great. So not doing over the, I can do a tiny bit over the, what's it called? The legs right here, but it's not going to be a huge amount. I mean, we all know the legs stay, the meat stays a lot juicier there than the breast. So I don't worry so much about that area. All right, perfect. Now I'm gonna get my butter mix organized. All right, we're back. So that was a really boring meeting. We are going into the butter making. Now you can use as much butter as you want. I actually recommend using more butter than less because, I mean, you really just can't have too much butter on Christmas Day. And yeah, so I have got this much butter, which is like 2 sticks of butter. I don't know, like a whole thing of it. I'm actually, I think, a little bit low on butter. So even recommend doubling that potentially. Just make more, trust me, especially if it's your first time, just make more. It's way better to have more than less. You'll use it like for dinner next week or something, all right? I've then put a couple cloves of garlic in here, and I'm literally going to start mixing it up with a fork, and then I'm just gonna get my hands in there. It's a great moisturizer, especially with all the paper touching from wrapping presents. Oh, I also am gonna add some olive oil, forgot that. And actually, I forgot the lemon juice. So we're gonna add a bit of olive oil, and then we're gonna add some lemon zest and lemon juice. Where are they? Here. Make sure you're obviously using organic lemons for the zest. So we're gonna do, say, 2 lemons. And use the, obviously this parsley's from the garden. You don't have to use parsley from the garden, but definitely use the stalks of the parsley. It's got a lot of nutritional value. All right. I feel like I look so pasty in this light. I need to tan me up. Oh, recommendation if you've never zested a lemon before is do not do the juice before the zest. You will not be able to grate it. You need to do the juice after you've gotten the zest from lemon. All right, so there's the zest from lemon number 1, and then lemon number 2. You need extra lemons for also the inside of the turkey as well. Oh my God, I love the smell of lemon zest. One of my favorite cakes, I haven't made it in a while, but it's in my sugar-free ebook if you want to get it, is a lime and yogurt cake, but I do it with lemon. Well, it's lemon and yogurt cake. I don't know why I said lime. It's a lemon and yogurt cake, and you can do it with Greek yogurt or you can do it with coconut yogurt, which is what I made the recipe for. So it was dairy free, and oh my God, it is literally heaven. Like, I just love lemony things. Love, love, love. I'm so much more of like a salty, savory, sour. Like, give me all the grapefruit over like sweet grapes. All right, so we've got the lemon zest in there. I'm gonna not wash my hands because I want to keep this lemon zest on my hands. Just tilt that camera down for you all. So juicing the lemons. The oven I have turned on. I'm having to rush this a little bit because I really need to get this in the oven. Otherwise, dinner's gonna be late. I'm just a bit tired today. I had a really long midwife appointment this morning. 2 hours, which actually really, when you think about it, is how long a midwife appointment should be, because you want that person that is providing that care to really know you. This is just my initial consult. Well, not my, yeah, I guess we had like a consultation to see whether we're a good fit, and then I chose her 2 hours. So that was just like so exciting to see heartbeat again, or hear heartbeat again, and just to really talk through everything with her. But it was also super draining, and Hal actually didn't come because we have so much going on these next couple days before we go to, I'm gonna get butter all over the camera. We have so much going on these next few days before we go to Australia. We have Christmas dinner tonight, and then, well, like a mini Christmas dinner tonight, and then we have a Christmas party tomorrow with 80 people at our house, and then we leave on Sunday. So a lot to do. So he didn't come, he just FaceTimed in. All right, so as you guys know, we have peeled back the skin already of the turkey. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna stuff this butter underneath the skin of the turkey and really like smush it in there. So I'm gonna tilt the camera down again, that way you can see this nice and easily. Definitely wear an apron for this, that way you can just wipe your hands on yourself. All right, so remember we've peeled the skin off the turkey. So now I'm going in there and I am just literally putting a bit of butter in the top of it, if you can see, and then I'm like smushing it through to the back, because you can't necessarily push it all the way back because like it's just slimy and kind of gets it just kind of gets pushed further up your fingers. So it's better to just put it at the end, I find, and then massage it all the way down to the back of the turkey. So I've just massaged it all the way down to here. Now you can really load up on the butter, and obviously the more that you do load up on the butter, the more flavorful things are going to be. That's why I was saying, like, you want to make sure you have enough butter so you don't need to go like light on, because this just like isn't a situation. No one likes a dry turkey. Like, I'm sorry, nobody likes a dry turkey. I'll never forget the first time my father-in-law tasted this. He was like, is this chicken? I was like, no, this is turkey. He's like, oh my God, Monica, it's so moist. I'm like, I know, that's why I vote for me to make Christmas lunch. So we'll see if Dad lets me show him this technique when I see them for Christmas this year. All right, we're gonna get a little bit into the side cavities as well. So we're gonna get it into the side, kind of like you can literally see it's like between the breast and the drumstick, just to like get all the flavor in there. I'm gonna put a little bit more in, and then beautiful. All right, so we're gonna stuff the turkey as well, and I'm gonna put some bay leaves underneath the skin too, just for extra flavor. So, oh, I forgot to juice this lemon. Oh well, whatever, fuck it. All right, so we are going to, I'm just gonna use this. Oh, do I have an extra organic lemon? Yeah, I do. So we're gonna put a lemon inside the turkey. We still recording? Yep, we are good. Gonna give it a little wash, obviously. Gonna halve the lemon, and we're gonna put that inside of the turkey, as well as 2 onions. So let me get the onions. Oh no. No onions must have come from Whole Foods. Damn it. In the order yesterday. Shit. All right, well, you should have 2 onions in there. All right, I have 1 small purple onion. That's gonna have to do, but ideally, well, it's not Christmas Day, I mean, this wouldn't have happened. I literally was ordering our groceries last night on the planes, like exhausted after our quick trip to New York to see friends. So this is more of a, this is not like, you know, the real thing Christmas Day. So I'm not sweating because I would just run to the supermarket. Well, I guess actually I wouldn't, because it'd be closed. Well, I would have had it all done yesterday and prepped. So I'm just going to use pepper onion, but we want to actually use two brown onions. Okay, let me get some bay leaves. All right, I'm going to put a few bay leaves inside the cavity of the turkey, and then I'm also going to put them, sorry, I just opened that to let them out. And then can you kiss? Love you, have a good session. All right, and then I'm also going to put some bay leaves underneath the skin, as I mentioned, for that extra bit of blubber. Done. Okay. All right, so that's all done. Now what we're going to do is use the rest of the butter and just put it all over the turkey. Now, if you want, now the turkey's going to cook for 3 hours, right? Well, this turkey anyway. So I wouldn't be putting like a bunch of vegetables in here as well, especially for the gravy. But what was I going to say? Because then it's just going to get like fucking vegetable-y mess. So I would leave that to a separate thing. Don't put it in the same one, okay? All right, so we're going to get the rest of the butter, and then we're going to just put it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes before we put the bacon on top, all right? So this isn't obviously going to go on like super evenly, but it's just for the juiciness, the butter. Just wait until you taste the gravy that gets made out of this. It's absolutely fucked up. It truly is. All right, it's okay if some falls into the bottom. Just do your best at smearing it. It's kind of nice when you see people cook, because you realize like, oh, it's not this like perfect distribution of butter all over the skin. I'm like, no, the skin is slimy. The butter just kind of slides off, really. So you gotta really kind of do your best. It's like a delicate dance. All right. All right, let's get a little bit there. All right, last little bit. Okay, done. So now we are gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna actually just put a little salt and pepper on top, and then we're gonna put it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, because it's on high heats. It's on 220 Celsius, which is 428, I have to do the conversion, 428 Fahrenheit. That's high, to basically crispy up, and then we're gonna lower it and then cook it for the rest. We're gonna lower it, pull it out, put the bacon on top, and then cook it for the rest of the time. So whilst it's spending that 15 minutes, I'm just gonna tidy this up a little bit, which I'll be very proud of, my husband. And I'm also going to actually keep working on prepping the apple pie, because peeling apples takes like 5 fucking hours. And that way that won't have to be done when I get back. And I'm gonna chop up some other veggies as well, just to help me be a little bit more prepared when I get back from my acupuncture appointment. Okay, let's put this in the oven. It's ideal to have 2 ovens in this kind of situation, so you can do the vegetables in the bottom oven. Alright, turkey is in. Oh, it's a workout. I can't believe I did this one year when I was on crutches. Anyway, alright, let's do the apples for my apple pie. Okay, I'm about to pull the turkey out, friends. So it's been in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna sit here on this wooden chopping board so I don't burn the bench, and get bacon on top of it. All right, now careful, because it's probably like spitting butter, so you don't want to, oh, I just realized my microphone wasn't on, and we're trying to make this as high quality as possible so it's easy for you guys to listen to me with all the fans going and everything. There's the plug right there. All right, I'm gonna pull the turkey out. Be careful of spitting butter. I wasn't even recording this whole time. All right, we have the bacon going. I'm using, I'll just tell you the brand again in a second, because I didn't realize it was not recording. So I'm using Applegate Organics, no sugar, uncured bacon. I accidentally got hickory smoked. You do not need to get that. I bought this online last night, and I was not exactly reading really closely. But yeah, I actually am not the biggest bacon person, but you don't really I don't think you taste the bacon. I like the taste of bacon. I'm just not gonna eat bacon. I'm like, this is all fat. I'm not eating that. I don't like that. But Australian bacon is like they actually have like the big pieces of like meat on it, so I like that. And I love ham, especially like a Christmas ham, which there is one in the fridge. All right, so we're laying out all of the bacon. I actually think I bought too much. Oh wait, no. All right, so you can see, oh wait, you can't even see how I'm doing it. All right, you can see how I'm laying the bacon. So this is just the way that you want to do it. So yeah, I got 2 packets of bacon. So altogether, it's about 500 grams of bacon if you're going to the butcher to get it. We just don't have a good butcher here, which is like, I mean, people say there's good butchers in Atlanta, but I'm like, yeah, it's not grass-fed. Like, they might be bougie, but it's bougie grain-fed. And the pork is definitely not the best quality pork. So we're just making do. But Australians and Europeans, you guys have way better quality. So go to your butcher. All right. So, and just be careful to not obviously burn yourself, because the turkey will be hot. Obviously the pan is very hot, so be very careful. But what the bacon does is it really keeps the breast nice and moist. Because we're leaving on Sunday and I don't want to have all this food just sitting in the fridge, I'm just going to add more bacon on the top. But if it was Christmas Day, I'd be like, this one perfect layer, right? But why not just add a little bit more? My husband will not be mad about that. I always joke of like I could never have a vegan friend because we just cook with so much meat and bone broth and all the good stuff. All right, so there we go. There you have it. It's got the bacon all the way across. I even just put a little bit over this side, so I just finished it to not have any waste. All right, we turned the oven down to 180 degrees Celsius. Do not forget that, which is about 350. That might be a tiny bit off, but usually you're baking at 180 in Australia and you're baking at 350 here, so I just say 350. All right, and we are gonna now cook this for, well, it's been cooking 15 minutes. Let me just check my calculations. We have 3 hours cooking time. So this will be done at 7 o'clock. It's been cooking 15 minutes. So we have 2 hours and 45 minutes, which is perfect because I'm going to the acupuncturist, although Hal isn't here and I definitely get nervous having the oven on at home, but it's gonna be okay because nothing we can do about it. All right, so this is going back in at 180 for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Oh, my watch isn't on. So it's going to come out at like 6:45, which is great. Then you have 45 minutes resting time, in case I forget to say that at the end, because Hal's family will be here. Once the turkey comes out, 2 hours and 45 minutes resting time. So you need to allocate that in. But that's really great because you can like crispy up the veggies during that time because this is out of the oven. And you're gonna make the gravy in that time. And then the idea is like, yes, the turkey's meat isn't really hot, but the gravy is really hot. So the gravy then heats up the turkey again once you're serving it all. All right, let's put it back in. I'm gonna keep going on the apple pie, and I am going to start also chopping up some of the veggies, but I actually really need to leave here in about 15 minutes to go to my acupuncture appointment, so I'm just gonna do what I can, and then I'm gonna get the rest done when I get home, and I'm just gonna say to her, can we make this a quick one, because I have a lot to do at home. I've got to wrap presents, I still have work to do. I'm like, well, the work isn't gonna happen, which is fine. Yeah, all right, let's get it done. All right, you guys, so I'm back from acupuncture. I'm rested. I had a fabulous nap. It's obviously now at nighttime, and the turkey looks done. So I'm gonna pull it out. We're gonna test the temperature because I wanna walk you through this, as it's very important to not just be following the timing of what like a recipe says, for example, but actually to measure the temperature. This is so easy. It kind of seems high tech, but it's really not. And I hope that it is done, because it means that if it's done, it's actually done like 30 minutes earlier than I planned, which isn't a bad thing, because then I actually have more space to just throw all the vegetables in the oven, so I don't have to saute them on the stove. Okay, so I'm putting the temperature in between, like the space between the drumstick and the breast in here, okay? I'll show you on this side too in a second for placement, so it's a bit easier to see. and I'm waiting. This one I got from Williams-Sonoma, I'm pretty sure. And so it also tells you the temperature for like beef, pork, chicken, and fish. So that way you know. And we're obviously using the chicken turkey situation. All right, so it's at like 183 and it says 165 minimum. You also can test by seeing if the juices are running clear, which they are. So where I'm placing it is I'm placing it right in there. It basically just like pops straight through because it's just like almost like an air gap, if you will. You're not putting it into the meat. All right, so we're all good. So now I'm just gonna let it sit for a bit because I'm actually not fully ready to do the gravy yet. I need to get these veggies in the oven. I need to get the apple pie going. So we're gonna do the gravy in here by pulling the turkey out. For now, I'm just gonna let this sit off to the side because like I don't need it right now. Like we are running ahead of schedule, which is fabulous. That really manifested its way and turned that around. So in terms of veggies, if you guys are curious, just for tonight, I'm doing a bit of a simpler version tonight because like it's not an official Christmas. We just have so much going on. So usually I would do like really crispy roast potatoes. And then I love to do a mash, whether it's a pumpkin mash or whether it's, I actually don't do crispy roast potatoes and I do a potato mash with lots of butter, some olive oil, and I use cashew milk, but you could also just use like full fat cream if you wanted it really creamy. And then I always do like green beans. I do, green beans with tons of olive oil, a bit of lemon and lemon juice, and pine nuts, which is really good. I do that. What else do I usually do? Brussels sprouts. I will usually do, a bit hard to get Brussels sprouts, I think, in Australia this time. Although nothing ceases to amaze me with how we can get vegetables when they're not in season. Tonight, though, what I'm doing is I'm doing roast pumpkin. I am doing Brussels sprouts because they're in season here. And I'm doing green beans. So I'm not doing as many vegetables as I would if it was Christmas Day because I would have chopped them all the day before and I would have had the whole entire day to be doing this. But as you guys know, things were a little bit busy today. So I'm just keeping things a little bit simpler. And also it's like, we usually do Christmas lunch. I know some people do Christmas dinner. Well, Hal's family actually usually does Christmas dinner. I've always grown up with Christmas lunch. I think it's more British to do Christmas lunch. And obviously that's then transferred for a lot of Australian families. So I've grown up with Christmas lunch, which I really like because when I say lunch, we're talking like a 2-3 p.m. lunch. But then you have time to you can stuff yourself and you can then digest your food before you go to bed versus having dinner and then it's like you're about to go to dinner. Like you're about to go to sleep. So as we're having dinner, I'm making it a little bit less food this time. I mean, I'm still going to stuff myself because I am starving and I haven't eaten that much protein today and baby needs protein. I was about to tell you the gender, not telling you yet. And I was right on what I guessed. And I have so many journal entries of like when the baby was telling me I was going to meet them. And anyway, it's very beautiful how I've just like had such a spiritual connection with, about to say the gender, before I even actually fell pregnant. And now we are here. So I'm just doing simple version. I mean, I love simple food. We are a very hearty food. Simple is always the best. Like, don't send me to a Michelin star restaurant where there's foamed carrots. Don't want it, not interested. I don't think it tastes that good. I mean, I think it does taste good, but like, I don't like going home hungry. That's the simple answer. You spent $1,000 and you're hungry. So all I'm doing is olive oil, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some rosemary. If it was summertime, I would have, I also put rosemary on the shopping order. So the onions didn't come and the rosemary didn't come. Shit, I need that for the fucking gravy. All right, I'm going to send a message to somebody saying, can somebody please get gravy? I mean, rosemary, because we need it. And the rosemary in the garden is DEAD because it is freezing outside. She says with a t-shirt on, but I'm just like so fucking hot these days. All right, that's going in there. Let's check on the apple pie. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys off. I'm gonna focus on my cooking, but once we are making the gravy, I will then show you how I'm making the gravy. There might be some family members in the background, but it's all part of the Christmas vibe. All right, half the family's here, so I might be a little bit in and out. But let me show you the next step for the turkey. So I'm going to get the chopping board out that has the rims, like I said to you guys before. That way the turkey will sit here. So actually first I'm going to show you what you need for the turkey, and then I'll just take the camera over there. It's a little bit easier. So you're going to use the bacon from the top. I'm going to use 3 tomatoes chopped. You also need some vinegar. I just use apple cider vinegar for this. Rosemary sprigs, which I actually don't have yet, but Hal's mum is bringing the rosemary sprigs, so I'll put that in once she's here, but just in case I forget to film that or something, just know to put rosemary sprigs in. So you're literally just gonna I cut that a bit funny, you're gonna just kind of dice it up because you're gonna let it simmer for a little bit. And then you also want some chicken stock, or if even better, would be bone broth, just for more nutrient density. So if you don't have any fresh bone broth, I recommend this Australian brand. You can buy it on Amazon here in the US, and it's a concentrate. I really like it because it keeps these sorts of things thicker than runnier, which I really like. Oh, Jelly has to go out. And that's it. So the turkey is here, so you can see also how golden it is. So when it gets this golden, don't fret. If it gets this golden though and it hasn't fully cooked through, then I would recommend just putting some aluminium foil on it and keeping it in the oven until it has cooked all the way through. I'm just gonna pull the turkey out like this and just put it there. All right. Now I'm gonna try and swap these around, so that you guys can actually see the gravy being done. So you actually need to keep it on the stove. We're gonna add in the tomatoes as we've already chopped. All right, you're gonna add in quite a bit of apple cider vinegar. I don't like to add too much, but you definitely could add a lot. I mean, I don't even know how much that was. That was probably half a cup. Let me get some more. All right. Yeah, I've probably done about a cup of apple cider vinegar, I would say. And then we're gonna get the bone broth. So you will need to boil the kettle and get some hot water. This is the bone broth. So it is Australian bone broth. I actually have this, I think, on my favorite products page on my website. So you can easily find the link there. All right, the kettle is boiling, so I'm gonna put in about 2 tablespoons. I mean, you guys know me, I'm more nutrients the better. So this much, if you can see it, a giant heaping spoonful of that broth. Just a tiny bit more. I mean, we're going away, so I'm not really gonna be able to use this, and then it might go off by the time we're back. So that was 2 really heaped tablespoons. And I'm gonna turn the stove on. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put both of them on. So the back one and the front one, but just on very low heat, because they're kind of sitting at the ends of the pan, if that makes sense. So I don't wanna burn the stuff inside the pan. Am I missing anything? Just the rosemary. I've gotta add the rosemary in, and then that is it. And I will show you guys a picture as I'm doing it. All right, we are adding in the boiling water for that bone broth. So now it's making the bone broth, right? Because this was just concentrate. If you're not using concentrate, then you won't need to do this water step because you already have all the liquid, and you'll do, I don't know, 600 milliliters or something of that. And then you're gonna get a whisk, and that's what you're gonna be doing. You're just gonna be whisking along. You really shouldn't need any thickener. But if you feel like you do need some thickener, then you can just do a little bit of arrowroot powder. You will not see the effect of the arrowroot powder immediately. So you will need to do a tablespoon and then kind of let it do its thing for a good 5-10 minutes before you decide whether you want to do more, because then it just might make it too thick. Oh, the other thing I totally just forgot. Oh my gosh. Okay. You need to pull off the wings, and you're going to put the wings in the gravy. I forgot that. Oops. All right, and put them in the gravy just for some extra flavor. And you know what else I nearly forgot is the bacon. So here was I saying, oh, it's all done. No, it's not. We're grabbing the bacon. I'm gonna leave a little bit on so that people can take that if they want as a little bit of a side, but just peel off as much as you can of the bacon. All right, more of the bacon. And now we're putting the bacon in. You can see how I've chopped it. So I've just diced all the bacon up, and then we're just putting that into the gravy as well. This is why it's so important that you really have a checklist when you're cooking for Christmas, because as soon as people walk in, it's just like you're distracted and you're like, oh yeah, I'm finished. But actually you are not finished, and then all the flavor's gone. So make sure you add the chicken wings, the turkey wings. Make sure you add the bacon as well. So I've got the rosemary because my mother-in-law brought it, which was great of her. She already had some organic rosemary. So literally I just put in, I mean, I love rosemary. So I just put in like, I don't know, 3-4 sprigs. I'm not going to take it all. I'll take that bit as well. So that's good. Now I'm literally, this tomato is like really stuck in there. All right, I'm just going to let this simmer and do its thing. Get all the flavor until we are ready to serve dinner. And then I will show you guys basically what I do for the serving component. Okay, there's 2 really helpful like apparatuses you can get, jugs, whatever you want to call them. So this one separates the fat from the gravy. I do recommend if you're like, I don't want to have a bunch of the fat. There isn't, I mean, there's a bunch of butter in there, but I'm also like, I don't really care. So I'm not really worried about it. But if you wanted to, you need this, because basically then all the fats is at the top, but what comes out is from the bottom. So I do like that. Or what you do is you put it all in here and then you dispense into there. So what I do with this is I pour the gravy through here because it's got the holes. So then it's catching all of like the gunk from the gravy, from the meat. It'll go into here, and then from here, I'm then pouring into the gravy boat. And it won't have sit for a long time to like separate, but it's better than nothing. And then I pour into the gravy boat, and this is what sits on the table, and people then serve from there. But you could also just do it from here if you wanted to, but I feel like this is not as nice as that on the table. So that's it. I'll pour the gravy in here. Everyone's gonna serve. Hopefully I'll capture a video of everybody getting their food. But if not, then I hope that you have enjoyed cooking your Christmas turkey. Please let me know how it goes. Send me a picture on DM or on Instagram, where you can tag me in it. And yeah, that's it. Merry Christmas, everyone.